Hi guys, this is John Smith. I would like to show you how I do the herbs and tinker farm in Maraudon. First I would like to talk a little bit about gear and spec. You can do this in pretty much any gear, even in just Gear of the Eagle you use for farming or necrophile. It doesn't really matter. But if you have lesser gear, then you would probably need to go with a deep frost spec with ice barrier. But you could do it in any spec if you have somewhat decent gear, even half decent gear. It doesn't require much. You can do it in a classic Palm Winter's Chill for raid spec. You can do it in farm spec. You can do it in Palm Pyro spec, or you can do it in elemental spec, or you can do it in deep fire, or even deep arcane. Frost spec, it doesn't really matter which you use. It's very doable. Winter's Chill is actually very good if you're low gear because you get the extra crit from Winter's Chill. But that's about it. So let's get to it. The mushrooms are built up so it has 4 different locations it can spawn. The first possible location is right here. The second is up here. There's 8 mushrooms in total inside Maraudon, but we will only come by 7 of them. So that means every one you get 7 mushrooms if you do it right. The third spawn is up here, and the final spawn is way down here at the bottom. This concludes the first mushroom. 1, 2, 3, 4. It can only spawn in one location. If you have already picked it, it won't be in any of the other 4. Then we get to the second mushroom. It's right over here, right next to the satyrs over here. Be careful, there is stealth satyrs here. You don't walk into them or blink into them. This right here is the second possible location for the second room. And let's just pick that. There is a patrolling satyr here with stealth 2. And some people, they will blink through here like this, but I recommend doing it straight here with alongside the wall because you can't see the satyr before you actually blink into it. The third possible location is over here. And the fourth location is in this alcove. And it spawns right here. There's also a stealth patrol here, so be careful. If you time it right, you will have your blink up here. I always jump out. Make sure you have level terrain beneath you before you blink, or else you will get stuck on the wall. You can walk over this route, save over a few seconds. If you didn't have your blink up, you blink on this ledge and not on the stairs because you would only blink one step and then waste a lot of time. There's a strange mechanic in here. The mushrooms in this side, also sometimes the mobs, they won't spawn before you actually get all the way over here. As you'll see now, this one spawns over here. This is the third mushroom, and this is the first possible spawn. The second possible spawn is right down there next to the satyr. The third is in here with the slimes. It's right over here. This is also where Meshlock can spawn. He patrols here. Let's see if we can find him. He must be all the way at the end. It can also be a shambler or something. Yeah, it's just a shambler. The last and fourth of the purple side is right here. And that brings us to the poison fall. We will split the poison fall up in 2 different spawns because that's our route. The first one is here, right next to the sisters. The second one is up behind this pillar up here. You can, with a little bit of practice, you can jump over here, like this. But I recommend you just blink it, or actually take the time to learn the jump. Both are fine. And that's the first 2 of the poison fall. But our route now takes us into orange side, and the first of the orange side mushrooms is right here, outside orange. You can walk through here, but you risk aggroing this one. The second orange side one is right in here, behind this mushroom. If you are not a gnome, you probably can't make this jump, but it doesn't matter, you will just go the other way around. It's no biggie. This one you need to blink, I'm pretty sure. And then we have the third one, it's down here at Razor Lash. The final mushroom we will pick on our route is in here. All the way down in here. Right next to this pillar over here. And be sure to max range it, because this one drifts almost all the way to you. So it spawns right here, and be sure to max range it so you don't aggro it. If you aggro anything, you just skip that mushroom and it doesn't really matter much. If you aggro anything here, it doesn't matter at all. I usually just run and it doesn't matter. The only thing you can do is aggro the sisters. You just jump over the edge here. And they will have to go all the way around here like this. And they won't catch up with you before you reset them. This brings us back to the poison fall. The third poison fall mushroom is right here. And since we have already picked the poison fall down at the sisters over there, it won't be here either. Over here is the last one. I recommend you always go to the wall and max range it, because these also drift a lot. And they can walk all the way over to you and aggro you, and these are very hard to reset, so I recommend not doing that. If you forget to reset whatever you pulled over here, it will pull these trees and maybe the bars, and if they do, you won't be able to reset them all because they will teleport you to them. So make sure you always reset. It might be very obvious when you're a gnome, but if you're not a gnome, you won't be swimming in this shallow water. You can actually walk here. But as you can see, the mobs are also gnomes, so they also swim here, and they will reset right there. You can also kill the turtles. They drop the large clams, and they have a chance to have golden pearls. I think they are 70 gold right now on my server, it's very good. You get just about 1 golden pearl for every 200 clams. But this takes us to Inamara. And the first spawn of Inamara is down here and into the right. Some of you might know these from when you grinded instance grind. The first one is right here. And the second one is all the way over there. These two, they share spawn with the twos we pass when we're going down to Tinker. I will come back to those later, but we will leave them for now. This brings us to the first Blindweed spot. They just like the mushrooms. They have 4 different locations for each spawn. There's one over here behind that pillar. There is one over here. This is also if you are boosting for Princess or selling the ring. You can have your boosties stand here, and they can actually loot if you kill Princess on the other side, but you have to kill this Hydra here, or it will come and aggro them. But that's about it. Then there is a Blindweed way over here, and there it is. Let's not aggro that one. The last of the first Blindweed spawn right here. And this is actually where you can save a lot of time if you know how these mushrooms they spawn. There's a chance there's a mushroom spawning down here, and if you can see the mushroom here, it won't be up at landslides at all, so there's no reason to go look for it. And landslide is way up there, and the Blindweed below landslide is right up here. And if you see a mushroom down here and you see a Blindweed up here, then you don't need to go look for it, because you know they're there. If you don't see it, rather. But there's also a Blindweed here, if I didn't say it. And there's another Blindweed over here, right next to the flower over here. Be careful if this one is a 48, because it can aggro when you pass in. You see the Blindweed over there. The two Blindweeds down here, they share spawns with the one when we're going down to Tinker, just like the mushrooms up at the snakes. And we don't have one up on land, so let's go up anyway. Just to show where it is. And how you get down fast as possible. The Blindweed here, it also shares spawn with the one at Princess, and it has a small chance it will spawn inside orange, so you can actually not get it at all. I usually don't go to Princess, but that's your choice. The mushroom spawns right here. I always go up here if the mushroom is here, and then if the Blindweed is here, I go out here on this crystal and I jump down and I use blink so I don't take damage. If the Blindweed is not up, I just go over here. And remember, when you jump over stuff and you are blinking, you need to make sure you have an even surface beneath you when you use blink. So if you have a hard time doing it, just look straight down and you will see when you have even surface. See, like this, even surface, blink. Yep, very easy. This comes to the third Inamara, the ones that share with the snakes. The third one is right here. This is also a reset spot, where you can reset if you have pulled anything. This is the third Blindweed spot that shares with the one with the entrance to Inamara when we come from the Hydras. The last mushroom that shares with the snakes is over here by the tree, right here. And the last possible Blindweed spawn is over here from the second one. This brings us to Tinker. And you will see now I don't have any barrier, so I'll just pop my mana shield. I will. Okay, maybe I should. It doesn't matter. I can do it like this. I don't have any other buffs. I can do it like this just to show it. Of course, I have Mind Queening in gym. It helps me a lot. And he should use the Flame Breath soon. Sometimes he will just shoot and shoot and shoot until you're dead. It's a very small chance, but it is a chance. See? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now we come to the second mushroom of Lower Mara, I call it. It shares with the one with landslide, and the first one is right over here. So if you have picked 3 Blindweed already, and you have picked the mushroom at landslide, there will not be any mushrooms or Blindweed down here, so you don't have to go and waste all your time going to the bottom. But yeah, that's a very cool trick, and this is one of the reasons why how you can keep it down to 10 minutes on average per run. You will, at some point, when you get good at this, run out of time and be locked out. If that is the case, you can jump down here, and there is 3 spawns of Stranglekelp always down in this lake. They are 15 gold each, so it will be 3 gold extra per run. It's very worth. Or if you don't want to, and you rather try the RNG, you can kill a pack of elementals or 2 if you like. It's very easy to kill them if you just want a 2 packs. The third mushroom is right here. And be careful of the patrol. We have the very last Blindweed here. This is the one that shares with the one at Princess, and the one at Orange side, and the one below Landslide. And that concludes our Mara run. To sum it up, you will get 7 mushrooms. You will get 25 to 30 Blindweed. You will get 15 golds per hour per Tinker. And that's pretty much it. If you get excess time, you can get the extra Stranglekelp, or you can kill these elementals. They have a good chance of dropping elemental earth, and they're quite valuable at this point in time. 3 to 4 gold each, maybe even more, if you save them a little bit. Stranglekelp is also used for the small nature protection potions. And that's it for me. I'm out of here. Thank you guys.